End of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's rumblings coming out of Kentucky that 250 employees at Lexmark took the offer. Remember, Lexmark had that voluntary walk out the door program going on? Well, 250 people supposedly walked out the door. But I believe there needs to be 350 to 400 more people walking out of Lexmark, and that'll happen pretty soon. And folks, I know a lot of you are upset with this whole Ninestar thing, and you have a lot of relationships with those folks at Lexmark, but don't keep your customers in bed with Lexmark based on some relationship you have with some people that work there, because those people that work there probably won't be there much longer. You need to do what's right for the customer. And I'm looking at Lexmark. They're getting ready to attend a big show, and I want to talk about that a little bit, because I'm sure the people at the show, they have no clue that Lexmark's owners, Ninestar, have been banned over forced and slave labor. I don't think Lexmark will be sharing any of that information with anybody at the National Retail Federation. So I thought I would do an episode dedicated just to those folks. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's happening. Lexmark's all excited. They're publishing it out there on their website. They're going to the National Retail Federation show. And this is the largest retail show in the country. It's a huge show. Speakers from all over the place. You got the CEO of Walmart will be speaking there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is really a big show. And Lexmark's been attending this for a long time. They have a big retail presence, we all know. But I'm thinking they're going to go to the show. They're going to set up a Lexmark booth. Are they going to talk about the UFLPA? Are they going to distract and distort the realities of their ownership, Ninestar? Do the people that attend this retail federation show, do they know what's going on with Lexmark? I hope so, ladies and gentlemen, because I think they would be horrified. Slave and forced labor and retail. That's what I'm thinking. And it don't mix. It don't mix at all. You can pull up the NRF information. It's right out there online. And Drew Barrymore's going to be there. That's a reason to go, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is really a big show in all seriousness. I mean, the speakers are off the chart. I mean, the CEO of Walmart is one of the speakers at this show. And you know, at the end of the day, these retailers out there, do they really want to have product in those retail locations all across the country that are manufactured by a company whose owners have been banned over forced and slave labor? I mean, seriously, is this really what they want? Because sooner or later, we all know that Lexmark's going to, well, they're not going to be able to mislead people the way they have been since this ban started. Sooner or later, they're going to have to be held accountable, right? I'm just thinking that they ought to be honest at this show, and I don't believe they probably will be. And if anybody at the National Retail Federation wants to look this stuff up, it's all out there. I'm not making it up. I mean, the Department of Homeland Security, there's the website. They talk about banning some more entities. Ninestar, which is Lexmark's owners. Ninestar owns 63% of the equity in Lexmark. They're the owners of Lexmark. And Ninestar is a PRC based in Zhuhai, China. And they were banned, along with 8 subsidiaries. Not the subsidiary called Lexmark, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Lexmark is their largest subsidiary. It represents almost 80% of their total revenue. It's hard to imagine that Ninestar is not implicated in this with Lexmark somehow, right? I mean, it's just not really logical. If you don't believe that Lexmark's owned by Ninestar, because a lot of times Lexmark will kind of distract that from reality, well, you can go to Ninestar's website. You can clearly see the Lexmark name right there. Lexmark machine, the Panta machine. And by the way, the Panta machine, that's actually one of the subsidiaries that's actually banned on the list. And of course, the Panta machine looks a whole lot like the Lexmark Go line. If you look on the Ninestar website, it says down here, technology and innovation. They brag about how they bought Lexmark in 2016. They don't talk about how they invested in it. They talk about how they bought it, because they bought it. Because they took the majority equity. Ladies and gentlemen, I go to Lexmark's Code of Business Conduct, and I want to just reach out to the CEO of Lexmark and say, does this apply to you as well when you talk about this Ninestar ban? Because, I mean, let me just read a little bit of this. As we focus on achieving profitable growth for Lexmark, we must understand that our success is driven not only by our commitment to our customers, but also by conducting ourselves ethically, legally, and fairly in all our business dealings. It goes on more to say, I want to read this part because I thought this was really good. Accurate and timely information is critical to the effective, efficient, and profitable operation of Lexmark. You must record and report all information accurately and honestly, including but not limited to information contained in time and attendance reporting, invoices and other accounting reports and documents. Information must not be organized in a way that is intended to mislead or misinform those who receive it. Boy, I'm thinking the CEO of Lexmark should abide by that himself when he talks about the Ninestar thing. Okay? We shouldn't be doing anything that misleads or misinforms people. And I would share with you the Lexmark statement on supply chain. This is what they responded with. When the Department of Homeland Security banned their owners, Ninestar, from bringing products into the U.S. supply chain based on forced slave labor. They wait a couple weeks, and Lexmark responds this way. And you tell me if you believe this is misleading. Because I think it's not only misleading, I think it's deceitful as hell. I think it's misinforming. I think it's just outright lies, in my opinion. But let me just read this to you. On June 9th, 2023, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced actions to restrict goods produced by Ninestar Corp., one of Lexmark's many suppliers. That's right there, starting the misleading. One of Lexmark's many suppliers. They own Lexmark. They're like the fourth largest printer manufacturer in the world, but they're only going to be one of the suppliers to the company they bought, so they could supply all that company, all the parts and supplies for printers. Come on, folks, it's just ridiculous. From entering the United States, Lexmark is not part of the order. Well, yeah, they're not part of the order, but at the end of the day, their owners are. Lexmark has stopped shipments from Ninestar and its affected subsidiaries to the U.S. and will replace Ninestar as a global supplier. This is the bullshit I've ever read in my life. The U.S. will replace Ninestar, and they will replace Ninestar as their supplier globally. I haven't heard any press releases how Lexmark replaced Ninestar as their supplier. I really haven't. Have anybody heard anything about that? This has been months. You're going to replace the people that own you as your supplier? I would say that's completely misinforming and misleading people. As a global manufacturer that utilizes multi-source strategy and regional manufacturing facilities, only a small portion of Lexmark manufacturing comes from Ninestar and its affected subsidiaries. Only a small portion comes from, ladies and gentlemen, so misleading, so misinforming. You see where this is going? The hypocrisy is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So leadership tells the employees you better abide by the code of conduct. But here at the C-suite, we're going to distort, distract, and outright lie about our realities. This is something I want to share with everybody at the Retail Federation. This is the cross-border transfer. It has to do with privacy, data privacy, because I know a lot of you are probably concerned about your data, right? I mean, if it's owned by a PRC company, headquartered in Zhuhai, China, what's going on with the data? Is it going back to China? Is Xi looking at your data? Well, let's just read what it says. We are a global organization with offices and customers around the world. To efficiently manage our business and best serve you, all kinds of data, not just personal data, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be transferred and accessed by Lexmark entities worldwide on the basis of this privacy notice and in alignment with international data privacy standards. We may store, transfer, and process personal data in the United States and any other countries where we maintain facilities. By using our website and services, you can send any such transfer of information outside your country. Wow. Well, we all know that Ninestar owns Lexmark. Ninestar is headquartered in Zhuhai, China, so I guess our data is going to Zhuhai, China. It says right there they can do that. And we would all expect that the Chinese Communist Party, Xi, the dictator over there, they abide by all kinds of data standards. Don't we? I don't think we do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, whether you're with the Retail Federation or one of those friends of mine that sells and supplies and services, print equipment, the time has come to hold Lexmark accountable. Who's their new supplier? What are they doing about this ban? This is absurd. We're delivering products to the end users all across the United States on some fantasy. We're betting on these relationships we have, and at the end of the day, the relationships we have with the people at Lexmark are leaving, and a whole bunch more are probably going to leave. It's time for dealers to exit from all Ninestar, Lexmark and Static Control included. And I'm hopeful that those people at the National Retail Federation, quiz Lexmark a little bit before they let them set up that booth. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to be promoting products, and those products are coming from a company whose owners have been banned over the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. And everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.